All right, here we go. We're gonna make a run at recording the face. I haven't actually tried this face with this geo yet, so we're probably you're gonna experience problem solving on the fly here. Okay, so first step is gonna be to isolate select that head, so I can build the mask, which I already did, but I'll do it again here real quick for you. And then I'm gonna go to face selection. Grab mine, and I'm gonna try to kind of run like right that direction down there. So grab as much of that forehead as I can. So I'm gonna go straight through here and down to the Adam's apple and around. I'm like, yeah, that's okay. Shift control, just control. You know, I feel like that's pretty good. Let's see what she looks like. All right, and I'm gonna hit mask. So even if you've already done it once and you make a different selection, it will it'll update it for you. So that's not going to be a problem. All right, now that I got the mask selected, next step is going to be obviously just to add the face geo, because that's all that's there for the face. And then we're going to go and work the other parts of it, add those in. So now comes the question of like, all right, this idea of all head. Do I include this in the all head? I'm going to, and we're going to see what kind of nutty stuff happens. My first inclination, because I've already got it bound over here, I'm debating on whether to try it with or without it. So let's try it with it and see what happens. It might break it, but hey, we'll just make sure we save all along the way. Okay, so we're gonna grab that. We're gonna grab the eyebrows. We're gonna grab all these. And I got the eyebrows. And then I'm gonna grab this. And I'm gonna grab that. And that. Oops. And where is my mic? There it is. All right. So that should be everything in the head selected. And I'm going to do all head. And then I'm going to go forth and grab the right eye. So right cornea, right eyeball. Ha ha ha. The naming isn't clean. Look at that. So it's going to be really easy to mess up. Note that. Right eyeball. See, it's right eyeball too. Right cornea. Left all. Now I've already bound that, so I'm not going to rename it. Teeth. Notice how those are called top teeth, bottom teeth, right? So upper teeth, bottom teeth, tongue. And then I'm looking for eyebrow. And he doesn't have any eyelashes, I don't think. No eyelashes on this model. So all that's good. I'm not going to hit model check because there's no point in checking I can. Here, watch what happens. It's like, oh, it's symmetrical. So I knew the face was symmetrical. It's going to be a joint-based rig, and I'm going to make sure I select game engine. All right. At this point, I'm going to save it. Because if I want to take that thing out, I want to be able to come back and rebuild. All right, so here we go, eyeball. Yes. Boom. And we're going to take a look at and see kind of how it feels. Does it really feel like it? It could be a little bigger. Be a little bigger, and feel like it feels a little high. Well, no, I think it's probably all right. Think about where that pupil is. Sometimes using X-ray here can be really helpful. Think about the pupil. And tending to look at this right on the orthographic also can be really useful to get a sense of, like, see, there's the pupil, right? Like where the actual center of the eyeball is. Because it may not be exactly perfect, so you want to get it close. And you can see how the inner part of that, when I hit 3, does feel a little small. So we'll see how this goes. See if that's too big or not. All right, now here we go. I'm going to turn off my joints, and we're going to go through and do my edge loop selections. You know, again, thinking about where that point is, and it's probably there. No, I think it's there. I'm going to go there. And outer. All right. Edge loop main. I'm gonna pick that one. That's the one right on the edge. And you'll notice here that he modeled a closed eye approach. I usually cut a hole in this. I didn't do that, so I'm gonna try grabbing, you know, the only loop I got, which is that. I'm gonna grab that loop right there as my inner loop, and we'll see what happens. All right, we got a surface generated, so let's do the same thing for the lips. Yeah, that feels pretty, that feels correct. I'm cool with that. All right, now the inner loop. Now this one's gonna be a little more tricky because if I wanna go lower, see, I've gotta go this way with it. So I think my inner loop is going to be a little more difficult, right? Because the mouth bag wasn't retopoed. So what I'm going to choose to do is I'm going to work off of this right here, and I'm individually clicking instead of loop clicking because I want to make sure that it doesn't shoot all the way across the head. Oops. And I'm still going to check by hitting 4 to make sure I didn't accidentally select anything on the outside of the mesh, because man, that can totally happen. All right, and then I'm going to grab inner, and we'll see what happens. See if it actually builds a surface. Hey, all right, we might be all right. Okay, so next up is going to be the eyebrow inner, outer, and the brow center. So this is one where I truly wish he named brow center instead of eyebrow center, because it often, eyebrow center makes me think I want to click here as opposed to clicking in the brows, the center of the brow, right? Which would be right there. And I'm going to follow that loop, but I'm going to take it a little further. I usually like going a little further than the eyebrow for the outer. And I'm not going to do the, well, you know what? Maybe I will do the optional controls. And with this one, it's interesting because there's a lot of loops. So thinking about like where the center of that loop would be between these, you could count them. I'm going to guess. And then I'm going to split the difference for the other ones. Okie dokie. And then I'm going to do the forehead. Now remember, the forehead is going to grab from the tear duct over. Right, so you run up over, grab. And for this one, I probably should do the, I said select, it's much easier. So tear duct, and then we're going to go straight up to probably there. And I'm going to run down to like here-ish. Forehead. Now, see how I'm getting breakup like that? I don't really want this kind of offset. I want a clean line if you can do it. So, not going to undo. Going to delete it. All right, and instead of this one, I'm going to pick this one. Try it again. All right, so that one looks better now. So to me, it looks like I need to go up one, or down one here, maybe. Because I want this to be clean. So again, I'm going to delete. And I'm going to change this one. And I'm going to go down one more and we'll see what happens. All right, now I'm getting the same problem. So delete. I'm going to go back up here, remove that. And I'm going to go up one there and see what happens. I've got clean line. That makes me happy. I'm good. All right. So next is going to be the jaw pivot. Now this is going to be trickier because this thing's in the way. So I could just hide that geo, which would make my life easier so I can see things. And now I'm going to do jaw pivot, which if his ear was here, it would probably be right about there. Jaw corner. He's got a pretty clear jaw. Might be a little further up. Yeah, that feels closer. We'll try that. And now we're going to try the tip of the jaw or the chin, which I feel like is going to be that right there. Yeah. And then throat. I'm going to grab that one. And cheek, I got more than enough loops here to pick. So I'm going to grab there, I think. Cheekbone's going to be up in here. So let's grab that. Cheek razor. I usually like to line this up just a little bit to the inside of the pupil. All right, smile bulge. Doom somewhere over here. So probably there. Pick that one. And then frown bulge. Nose. Tip of the nose right there. Nose under. Remember that you always want to have a little bit of loops. You want to go right underneath that. See this line right here? It goes up. I want to pick that one and not that one. You could probably do that one or that one right there. You can probably grab that. We'll try that one. And then nose corner, I'm going to pick that right there. Now for this one, just to do it, I'm going to do the optional nose controls. Just so we have them, so we can see what it does. You know, I might actually want to lower that nose side. I want to put that nose side like here. And I'm going to put nose bridge right there. And notice how the nostril one is. It's really kind of like there-ish. Think about like how you would want to deform or flare that nostril on the nose. All right, there's that. And then I'm gonna do the tongue, which is, you know, always everybody's favorite. For whatever reason, they made the tongue thing long. So we're gonna pull it back. All right, okay. X-ray is your friend. Okie dokie, tongue is done. And I believe his eye, yeah, is built so I can do pupil dilation. In fact, it is. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to go pupil. And I'm going to grab that because that's going to be the edge of the iris. All right. At this point, I save it. And now we see what level of unprecedented hell is going to happen when I build the face, and the head covering does some weird things. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to leave it hidden so we can see what weirdness goes. All right, so here we go. And we have a completed build. Let's see what happens with the jaw. Hey, the face moves and the cloth doesn't. Oh, that's awesome. So then the question is, so I could animate it separately, or I might be able to build a set-driven key that would cause that to happen with it. Definitely got some penetration on the face there. Like the mouth bag. The geo's really close. What's going on with the nose there? That's so nice. Build pose. Build pose. Let's see what happens with the eyes. Oh, that deformation's good. Turn off this. Got a little bit of penetration up in here, right? See that? So maybe the eyes weren't dead perfect or where they needed to be. This is one of the reasons why I sculpt the cavity much cleaner or leave it open in the back. So I don't have to worry about this kind of stuff, but you know. How these look? It's looking pretty good. Up, down. Wow. What about general facial expressions? What happens? Yeah, see, we're definitely got some issues with the mouth bag. So because that's when you think about that geo there, hang on. You can see that's what it is that's causing that right there. So that could be fixed by adjusting the model before you bind the face, potentially, you know, and I might, to save me the weight paint, but I might be able to fix it with weight painting. It's also possible I might be able to use a smile line on this one, in terms of, or adding that in terms of the face build. So we'll see how much of a pain in the ass the weight painting on that is, and if it's a real pain in the ass, then it might be worth going back to the model to adjust. And it looks like it got the tongue right. Yeah. All right. cool. Yeah, so really the trick here is going to be adjusting the mic stuff so that this stuff actually moves with it. Yeah, because if you wanted to grab the cheek, for instance, and puff it out, which we can, it will let you, but it's not going to move that stuff around naturally for you. See? That's like sucking in your cheek there. And you can see how the mouth bag is definitely causing some issues there. So yeah, now I've got a face build. And at minimum, this works. Just needs a little bit of weight paint here and there to kind of get what you need. But overall, if I were you, I'd feel pretty good about this. So in terms of like the face, you know, for me, like I feel like if I was going to finish this as a finished rig, I would go through and I would go back to the model on the face, and I would adjust the eye cavities, and I would adjust the mouth bag so that it worked a little bit better, so that I didn't have to worry about these. I would basically conform the surface, this inside here, sculpt it down so it follows the eyebrow or eyeball around, and then with the mouth bag, I would pull it back, more back, so we have less opportunity for penetration. So it should be more of like a tunnel and less like a ball. Would be how I would go back and fix it. It's going to be much easier on the rigger in the end to do that. But loops wise, it seems to have worked. So hey. So now I've got my character fully face rigged and movable, and he's good to go. You know, with some paint weaning and a minor things necessary. The next steps are going to be doing the helmet and doing the belt. We're going to do the helmet first because actually I think that's going to be the easier of the two rigs. So we'll go ahead and knock that one out. But also I want you to notice that with the helmet on, see this control curve here? It's kind of way there. You can always move this by selecting the outside. And the thing I want you to notice here is you'll see that it's got, you can turn certain controls on, off, what have you. You know, the blink looks like it's going to need some work. The pupil, again, notice how it's eating into that geo there. So we definitely need to carve that out. So that's a model change. We won't do that for this version of the rigging, because really this is just a rigging demo. This isn't about cleaning up the model. But maybe for the next time I do it, I'll have a better model for you guys to take a look at. For now, though, that's me saying, hey, next up is going to be the helmet. Thanks.